Welcome to Loco Gringo, Mexico, where we can take you beyond the usual on your vacation. Each week we talk with amazing locals who know the Riviera Maya and Yucatan like only locals can. Get real tips to real places, insights on the local scene, culture, and cuisine from a local's perspective. So pour yourself a margarita, mezcal, or tequila, grab yourself a comfy chair, and let's get the show going.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Loco Gringo, Mexico. I'm your host, Kay Walton. Well, we have a sweet guest today, and when I say sweet, it's because she is the founder of Ah Cacao, which is our local chocolatier of sorts. Her name is Monica Tello, and Monica's passion for cacao and chocolate led her to the Riviera Maya, where she and everyone at Ah Cacao produces some of the finest cacao bars and chocolate products in the area. She's going to talk to us a little bit about cacao production and how it comes from the tree to in her shops, but she's also going to share with us some experiences she thinks you should try out while you're here in the Riviera Maya, so you really have a more authentic experience. This episode is brought to you by Playa. You know, lots of people ask us for information and help when it comes to real estate, whether they're looking for retirement, an investment property, or maybe they're looking to relocate to the area. And we refer them over to our friends at Playa. The folks at Playa we've known for years, and they'll make sure that you, the buyer, are fully protected and informed when it comes to buying real estate. So if you're looking to buy a piece of paradise, check out our friends at buyplaya.com. Monica, hello, buenas tardes. How are you?
Hi, Kay. How are you? I'm fine. I'm a bit hot. It's quite hot and sunny and beautiful over here in Riviera Maya. So I'm fine.
Hey, that's awesome. So, Monica, I want to tell everybody is that you're the owner of Ah Cacao, correct?
Well, no, I'm not the owner. I'm one of the founders of Ah Cacao, but actually Ah Cacao is owned by a Mexican company. We are some partners.
Oh, okay.
And it is a 100% Mexican enterprise, but I'm one of the founders.
Oh, that's cool. That's super great. That's great. Now, I have a question, Monica. Where are you from, and how did you end up here in the Riviera Maya becoming a founder of Ah Cacao?
Well, I am from Mexico City, and, it all started traveling around Mexico. We've always been passionate of chocolate. Who isn't? And while we were traveling around Mexico, we visited a cacao plantation, and then we were hooked with everything to do with chocolate. And, as time passed, we did some more traveling, and then we decided to establish ourselves and to carry on with our passion for chocolate. And also in that plantation, we learned that chocolate wasn't only a treat. There was more to it. There was history, and there was ancient culture involved. And also we learned, because I didn't know this, even though I'm Mexican, Mexico is the place of origin of chocolate. And I was shocked. I was like, oh, come on, isn't it Belgium or France or no, Mexico? And then we started to learn about it and became passionate of all this culture behind this wonderful product that is cacao. And so we were traveling around Mexico finding the perfect place. So we came here, fell in love with the place, and we decided that it was a very good environment to settle and probably raise a family. So we ended up here in Playa del Carmen.
Wow, that's amazing, because Mexico has so many wonderful towns and cities that you could live in, but you decided to make Playa del Carmen your home. That's wonderful.
Yes, like we were visiting some other places that are traditionally touristic places, but here it's very important for the cacao culture because the Mayans were some of the first known cultures to use and consider sacred cacao and chocolate. So since this place is full of all this Mayan culture that is still alive, so we decided that this was a very good place to start.
Now, it's interesting that you talk about the history of cacao in the Mayan culture. Was cacao used by the Aztec culture in central Mexico as well?
Yes, but Mayan culture is more ancient than the Aztec culture. Actually,
predates the Aztecs. Okay.
Yes. So when the Spaniards came, their first contact with chocolate was with the Aztecs because the Mayans were the big Mayan empire wasn't there anymore. So the Spaniards never came in contact with the Mayan emperors and big Mayan culture. It's still alive actually, but it's not as great as it was when they built these wonderful cities.
Very interesting. No, I kind of I had lost track of the timeline between the Mayans and the Aztecs, and then you have the Spaniards coming in. Now, with cacao beans, do they use those? On the history, were they used more as currency, or what was the value of those cacao beans?
Well, the cacao beans were part of their cacao is one of the sacred trees of the Mayans, or was one of the it still is sacred, one of the sacred trees for the Mayans. And for them, the drink that they made with the beans was very important. Only the royalty had access to this, and because it had such a great value and it was easy to carry, they also used it as a currency because everybody wanted cacao. It was like gold in those times. So for them, it was mainly a drink. Some archaeologists have found that they probably also prepared dishes with cacao then. And, well, it was so important that it was also a currency. So there are some types of cacao that were used as a currency. And so it was easy to carry for the people, the merchants that were traveling from city to city buying different merchandise.
Now, can you tell our listeners now, do cacao trees grow anywhere, or are there only specific regions in Mexico where you can find cacao trees?
Well, it's a subtropical tree. It doesn't grow, well, it can grow, but it doesn't give you fruit because as you know, the cacao that is the main ingredient of chocolate, it's the seed of a fruit, and this fruit only grows in certain regions of Mexico. The best beans that you can get in Mexico is on the Chontalpa and Soconusco, which is the area in Tabasco, Chiapas mainly. And those were the areas where the Mayans had their plantations. And they are still there in that area. So if you really want to see the cacao trees, you can go there. And some Mayans, some Mayan kings, Mayan emperors had cacao trees in their gardens, but probably they didn't really get cacao beans. Maybe they did, but maybe they just had them there because they were sacred trees and they were really important. So they had these beautiful gardens in the area of the cenotes. They had cenotes with trees, and some archaeologists have even found ancient or some varieties that are ancient of cacao on the cenotes.
Very interesting. Now, do they harvest cacao these days still by hand, or is that something they would do as opposed to having machinery now in the more modern age?
Well, in Mexico, they harvest it mostly by hand. They have people there that go and check the fruit, and they know when it's perfect and ripe. And there's the last time I visited one plantation, it was really beautiful because for them these fruits are treasures, and they even wrap individually each fruit in a little bag, and it's like a baby. They really, really care for it because it's so precious. And they harvest it by hand. Most of it as far as I know, all of it in Mexico is harvested by hand. They don't use any machinery because of the nature of the product, and the tree is kind of delicate. Probably in countries where they grow cacao intensively, probably they use machines like in Africa, where they grow most of the cacao in the world now.
Now, for cacao, do the beans get processed? I mean, do they come right off the tree and they get bagged up for you guys to make chocolate, or is there a drying process or a fermenting process that goes along with in between the time that they come off the tree to when you guys can start making chocolate in your place?
So it's a long process. The cacao that we use, it's from from Tabasco and Chiapas, that region that is, as I was telling you, since the Mayan times, cacao has been grown there. So it's harvested by the communities there, and then it's fermented. The cacao that we use for our chocolate goes through fermentation to intensify the flavors of the cacao beans, and then it's sun-dried, and then it's transformed from the bean into the chocolate liquor. And it also has to go through a process to make fine chocolates. It has to go through a process that is called conching, that grinds chocolate very, very fine and process it to be less bitter in case it has some bitterness. These beans that we use are called criollo. They are, or neocriollo, because the criollo beans are basically lost because there's been a lot of cross, how do you call it, pollination, and the ancient trees are not there anymore, so it has evolved, the tree. So anyway, these beans are called cacao de aroma, which is a very fine bean that is not bitter and it's finer, and it only grows in those areas. And those are the beans that we are using for our chocolate. Anyways, it comes here already transformed into the, what do you call it, couverture, into the cacao paste. And we transform it into different products.
Wow, quite the process. It doesn't sound easy.
It is a long process, and you have to be really careful because if it's not well done, then you can get a horrible bitter product. That is what we're basically used to chocolates that are bitter because they don't use fine cacao or the process wasn't careful. So it's easy to ruin the beans if you don't store them properly, or if they're not fermented right, if they are over fermented or under fermented. So it's a long process.
Now I know that you guys have create many different types of products there. some of the ones, and I have to tell our listeners, if you go to Ah Cacao, besides the fact that there's wonderful coffee there, the reason to go is because of the chocolate, and the chocolate mousse is to die for. But what are some of the other products, aside from sweet and regular hard chocolate, what are some of the other products that you make with cacao beans?
Well, we have one product now that we use pure cacao, and we only use 3 ingredients. We're producing that bar here. We don't call it a chocolate. It tastes like chocolate, but we don't call it a chocolate because we have in our minds that chocolate is sugar and sometimes milk and other products. This, we call it a cacao bar because it's only cacao. And because cacao is very intense in flavor, we use raisins to balance and give it a little bit of sweetness, and almonds. So with those only 3 ingredients, we get a nice sweet balance, and we get all the benefits of cacao, because cacao is very good for your body and mind. And so we wanted to get all those benefits, because lots of people, when they hear chocolate, they already feel fat and I don't know. they hear chocolate and they say, oh no, I'm going to get fat. But actually, chocolate has lots of benefits for the health. And every day there's more and more research to see why chocolate makes us happy and helps our cardiovascular system and our brains, and it's very good. And they sometimes study communities, ancient communities that still find cacao sacred, and they use it in different forms, and they eat lots of chocolate, and they are healthy, and they say, why? They are not fat, they have no spots, they have beautiful skin, they are I don't know, always smiling. Why is that? So there's been a lot of research into the cacao. And so we wanted to get all these benefits into a bar. So we make this here in Playa del Carmen, the cacao bar. And we're now exporting this product to the United States. And so you will be very happy to know that you can get it there in natural grocers. And we also have it here in our shops. And that's one of the favorite products of our customers that want to have pure cacao every day without having the guilt of, oh, I'm going to get fat, or I'm going to eat sugar, or, I don't know, preservatives or other things that we don't want.
One of the very nice things I love about the products that you have in the store, like the cacao bar, is that, I mean, like red wine, real chocolate, has a lot of antioxidants in it. And, they say like a glass of red wine a day is fine. And so chocolate, anything in moderation, cacao is one of them that, it may have enough antioxidants to help fight things like aging and, cancer, as well as, maybe lower blood pressure, or not blood pressure, cholesterol.
Yes, cholesterol, and also blood pressure, because it has magnesium, and it's one of the minerals that help you keep your blood pressure in line.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yes, but it's
a lot better than taking blood pressure medicine. I'll have to tell my parents that.
But yes, it's very good for your health to eat chocolate. Of course, as you say, in moderation. Everything is good in moderation. But we have the cacao bars, and we also have dark chocolate, which is one of our best sellers. Dark chocolate. Our dark chocolate has 72% cacao content. And that one has no dairy products in it. So it's very good for you as well. It has a little bit of sugar, but it's because it's a chocolate. And chocolate usually it has the combination with sugar.
Sugar.
We also have a milk chocolate, which is really good. It's also the kids' favorite. But this chocolate has at least 30% cacao, which is quite high for milk chocolates that you will find in the market regularly. So that one is really good. And of course, with our chocolate, we make our own desserts, like the chocolate mousse, which is also my favorite. We also,
I think it's got to be everybody's favorite.
Well, lots of people don't know it, doesn't know that we have it. But once you discover it, it's addictive.
I've had it for breakfast. It's great, any time of the day or night.
Well, some people come and buy it for breakfast because they use it as a spread. They put it on they have it on toast. One time I saw this guy, and I see him every day, and he says, "This is my breakfast," because I put it on my toast, and it's great. So there you go. Some people have it for breakfast. I like to have it at night with a glass of red wine. It's wonderful.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Really smooth. Or if you are feeling very Mexican, with a little bit of tequila.
Oh, that sounds even better. Now, do you have? Did I notice that? And it's been a while since I popped in because I could sit and eat mousse all day. You with some of the byproducts of the cacao, do you make? I've seen soap and is it cacao oil? Is that correct?
Yes.
Some body type products?
Yes, we have introduced some beauty products, some spa products, if you want to call them like that. And they mainly use the cocoa butter. The cocoa butter is very good for your skin. It's very hydrant. How do you call it? Hydrating. And so we have it on our soap, chocolate soap. And we also have it on our shampoo. The shampoo also has a little bit of cocoa powder in it. And also the oil has a little bit of cocoa powder in it and the cocoa butter. And it's very good for massage that oil. And then you end up perfumed with the oil. And the shampoo is one of the favorite products. Lots of people buy the shampoo. It's very smooth, and it leaves the hair really, really soft and helps with the frizz. Here with the humidity, it's very common to have the frizz, but with that shampoo, it helps a lot. And we also have some a body. What do you call it? Body mask, so you can cover all your body with this chocolate treatment, spa, and then you leave it 30 minutes on your skin, and then you wash it off, and then it leaves your skin really smooth.
Very interesting. Now, for the cacao butter, does that come off of that when they're roasting or harvesting the beans? Is it part of that process there, or is the cocoa butter that you use, does that come off of your chocolate process? Where does that fit into terms of the production process?
Well, the cacao butter is the oily part of the seed, let's say like that. The seed has the solids, which have most of the minerals and all the ingredients that are very good for your body. And there's also the butter, which is very highly hydrating. And it's used in lots of beauty products. That's why most of the commercial chocolates don't use the cacao butter. They use some other substitutes because the cacao butter is very expensive. Anyways, how do you get the cacao butter out of the seed? Well, basically you grind the seeds and then through high pressure, you extract that oil that comes out like honey. It's beautiful. It looks like honey, exactly like that. And you end up with this rock of the solids of the cacao, and then that is pulverized, and that's what we call cocoa powder. So if you mix it back together, then you have chocolate.
All right. No, interesting. I didn't know the whole process and where the different byproducts come from the seeds themselves. So that's very interesting. You know, you started off with one store, and how many stores do you have now?
We have 4 stores. We have 3 in Playa del Carmen, down 5th Avenue. We have three outlets, and we have one more in Cancun, on Plaza La Isla shopping mall. That's on the hotel strip in Cancun. And well, we now have an online shop as well.
Oh wow, that's super. And now a lot of people, now do you ship? If you have an online store, do you ship outside of Mexico, or do orders have to be placed within Mexico?
We ship outside Mexico. We ship all over the world. So we've shipped in very, very exotic places so far.
Ooh, all right. I'll have to check out our website or your website, and we'll have a link, of course, to it, so people who are listening, if they want to go and order some chocolates and cacao bars, they can place their order online and know that it'll be shipped out. Now, since you've been here now, and now you've got 4 stores and have been living here, what's your is it just your passion for cacao, and being a founder of Ah Cacao is just incredible. Does that still keep you going, or have you found other things that fuel your passion to stay here living in the Riviera Maya?
Well, yes, I'm passionate for chocolate and coffee. Coffee is my other passion. But the Riviera Maya has, well, first of all, it's gorgeous, still full of nature, the jungle, and we enjoy this place. Also, another thing that I love about Riviera Maya is that it's a mixture of cultures that come and live here because they fall in love with this place. So you can find people from all over the world. So it's a multicultural community, and I really like that. And also, we have the Mayan culture, like here we're immersed in it. So that's priceless. I love that.
Now, do you still get to travel around? Do you have other places within Mexico that you'd like to get to from time to time, or do you find yourself between work and family life that you're just here on the beach?
Well, we do travel. We love to sometimes go to the state of Yucatan, where we go. There's a cacao plantation quite close. Merida. It's in Uxmal. They've opened a chocolate museum, which is a nice place to visit. And my favorite spot to visit is Palenque, which is in Chiapas. Chiapas is beautiful. There's so much so much beauty there. There's the jungle. There's Palenque, which is another Mayan city that is there in the jungle as well. And they also have the mountains where they grow coffee, and also they have the areas where they grow cacao. So everything grows there in Chiapas. It's a beautiful place, and it's kind of close to to Playa del Carmen. Not so close, but it's easy to drive there. Which other places? Now that we have a short flight to Oaxaca, which is a place that if you want to really see Mexico, Oaxaca is a beautiful place to see, full of color. The food is wonderful. Oaxaca is also very well known for their chocolate. So even though they don't grow a lot of cacao, they are a place that is always related to chocolate, Mexican chocolate. So Oaxaca it's a nice place to go. And what else will I recommend? Well, it's just that here in the Riviera Maya, if you spend 1 month, you hardly have time to do everything and see everything that is beautiful here.
Do you have recommendations for people who are coming to the area? Do you have some favorite places or recommendations that you can offer people or suggest to people so they have a more authentic experience here in the Riviera Maya?
Well, if you don't come with a lot of time, one place that you can't miss is Coba. Coba is a Mayan city that is in the jungle, and it hasn't really, it's still a little bit of it is covered in jungle. So it's really nice to cycle through their paths because you can go there and rent a bicycle. So it's a beautiful trail there to visit. And also I would visit the Siancan Reserve, which is full of wildlife and spectacular views. And you can see the sea that is this sky blue colors. It's wonderful to go to this place. And also Mujil. Mujil is a very nice place. It's a nice place to start and to visit the Siancan Nature Reserve. So it's a good spot. And also if you don't want to go very far, I would go to some of the tours that take you to the Mayan villages to see how people still hold on to their culture and are proud of it, and they like to share it.
That's awesome. I love the villages. Village life is very beautiful to see, and the Mayans are always everybody's so friendly and welcoming. It's a great experience.
Indeed.
So, Monica, how can people if they have questions about cacao or Ah Cacao, what's the best way for them to contact you? Or I assume Ah Cacao is on Facebook, right?
Yes, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, and of course we have a website which is acacao.com, ahcacao.com, and there you can find all the information, shops and products, and a little bit about us, and maps on how to get to our shops. And if you wish to contact us for anything, you can contact us through our website as well. So feel free to contact us. Some people even contact us for I don't know, give me some advice on where to visit. And we are always happy to help people to come and enjoy the things to do in Riviera Maya.
Beautiful. Well, we'll make sure that on today's podcast, on our show notes, that we have links over to all your social media and your website, and then an email address so that anybody has questions, they can contact you directly. And I definitely would recommend to anybody, if you're in the area, to pop into Ah Cacao, have a coffee, have a cacao bar. Definitely, you want the mousse. That's my big recommendation is have the mousse.
Yes, and we also have chocolate drinks, which are house drink. It's Chocolate Maya, which is inspired in the Mayan drinks. So it's a non-dairy chocolate drink, and it has a little bit of chili in it. So it gives you like a little kick there. And it also has sweet spices. So it's a different drink than the chocolate probably that everybody knows.
Wow, so I'm gonna have to try that, because the only chocolate drink that I've had is some of those those chocolate discs you can buy in like Chedraui or something like that, that you melt in the sauce pot with the milk. But I'll have to, and I'm sure yours is much better. So I'm gonna have to pop in and try it. I love it. I love chocolate and spice.
Please do, and let me share my favorite drink is chocolate frappe, which is we use our chocolate, we melt it to make all our drinks, chocolate drinks. So we use that one, and of course with ice. And I don't like to add any sugar, so it's just like the chocolate, ice, and we have different types of milk. So you can, add the milk that you like, and then you can enjoy chocolate in this hot weather, because it's really hot now. And some people say, oh no, how am I going to have chocolate in that weather? But we have chocolate in all the forms. And we have hot chocolate and cold chocolate, and even frozen chocolate. We also have ice cream. So we have a chocolate in all the forms.
Wow.
All its forms.
That's great. Well, everybody, I really encourage all of our listeners, pop in and try a little bit of everything.
Good.
Well, Monica, thank you so much for sharing some information about cacao and Ah Cacao. I wish you guys lots of luck, and I will pop in and say hello next time I'm hanging around Playa del Carmen, and I'll stop in. But I really love the fact that you can share your story, because it's a really wonderful journey, how your passion for travel and chocolate has led you to Playa del Carmen, and now Ah Cacao is, at least in the Riviera Maya, is a household term. Everybody knows what Ah Cacao is in Playa.
Thank you, Kay. Well, you're very welcome to come anytime, and don't forget to visit us.
Well, are you inspired now to move down here? Do you want to move down here and have a little place of your own? Well, then you need to talk to our friends at By Playa. They have a friendly and knowledgeable international staff. They speak lots of languages, and they are known as being a buyer's agent. Well, what does that mean? That means they are only going to show you and sell you properties they know that have escrituras. An escritura is a title. And it's part of their due diligence to make sure the title is clear, there's no liens, and that the person who's selling the property is actually the owner. By Playa works with lawyers that specialize in fideicomisos, which is a Mexican trust. You may have heard of it already before. And they can address things such as capital gains problems immediately and right up front, so that you have no surprises along the way to closing. So contact our friends at By Playa at byplaya.com. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. But before you go, just a reminder that today's show notes can be found at locogringo.com/podcasts. We'll have details on things like the Chocolate Museum at Uxmal. We have some articles about cacao production, as well as information on some of these great places that Monica suggested for your trips. Oh, and of course, the store locations for Ah Cacao, so you don't miss any of the sweet stuff.
Thanks for listening. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe. For links, show notes, and more information, head on over to locogringo.com or give us a call toll-free at 800-478-0081.
Porque se tragó la luna, estaba enferma la rana. Su madre soba que soba, dedos de pluma la panza. Pensó ranita que luna era una toronja blanca. Y aunque la luna es de leche, la leche estaba cortada. Croa, croa, dedos de pluma. Croa, croa, dedos de agua.